Hey guys, this is Mayanti and I'm so excited to have Quint join us today in Star Sports because we want to show you a little bit of what happens behind the scenes for all the match that you see on TV. Now look at this, okay? This is really important because this year we've invested in doing regional networks as much as possible, get as many languages as possible. So this is what we call program English, okay? This is what is playing right now on English. This is what is playing on Hindi. You'll notice it's separate graphics. This is all the work that we have done. That is the dugout going on right now live. Brian Lara is giving us a demo. We've got the Bangla feed, you've got the Telugu feed, Tamil feed and Kannada feed. So all of this is going on at the same time right now. That is how many people are working so hard to bring the World Cup to you. Just casually walking through the halls will be someone like VVS Lakshman. Imagine that, just casually walking through the halls. So the dugout is going on right now live. This is usually the walk that I have in between. All the gyan from the professor, Dean Jones, just casually sitting with each other. Don't lose. Okay guys, so I've just walked you through the dugout studios. Now as soon as these guys finish their stint in the dugout, they come through the back over here and walk into what is Studio One, one of our main studios for our broadcast here in the Cricket World Cup. I love this studio. This is what is called an earpiece. This is your lifeline. When you are at the ground, for example, and there are 25,000 people shouting in a stand ahead of you, your earpiece is the thing that helps you, it connects you through. Right here I've got, Brian Lara, Dean Jones, Kumar Sangakkara, Scott Styris, Kevin Peterson, and you're listening to them. And then left here, I'm listening to 4 other voices. This is called a micro studio. This is where right now Malayalam commentary is going on. So when you're watching a live broadcast and you're watching a live match and you're wondering how did he instantly get that replay? I mean, it literally took seconds. The guy just got off, or for example, there's a fantastic celebration. It's very simple, the machine that brings you that. That is this one. Look how many feeds he gets from different cameras. This is what you're seeing on TV right now, okay? He has to keep an eye on 7 different feeds that he gets. Then he collects them, any information. Let's say something funny happened at the boundary. Let's say there was a reaction. You suddenly wonder how someone caught that reaction. He's keeping an eye on all cameras and all people involved, and then he saves them, almost like a playlist. Now if you suddenly ask him, listen, bring up that reaction that Virat Kohli had to that wicket, he's the guy who gets it to you instantly. So it's a hard job. And this is my favorite part. I don't know why it's called the fruit machine. Why is it called the fruit machine?
Probably because it's got so many numbers in it.
So many numbers, so many colors. Ooh, we don't know. But look how important it is, okay? It tells you exactly who's batting, who is bowling, what is required, runs per over, what is left in the reviews, exactly what bowler has done what. And the other side of this office, all our editors, all our recording, the guys who put storylines and features, stories for you, they work day and night to get those together. All the interviews that have been collected, let's see. Let's say England versus Australia is coming up, right? That's why we know we're going to be talking about Ian Morgan on the 25th. There we go. That's why his numbers are here. So I'm the one who's lucky enough to get across to you all the hard work that all these people do. And speaking of hard work, let me introduce you to Paul. Please do take us through as to what we do or what goes on in the PCR when we are out there, spewing whatever we spew.
Okay, thanks Mayanti. Well, Mayanti's a professional at this. I'm not, but I'm going to do my best to tell you what happens behind the scenes. So we're going to go and see the production control rooms and hopefully we'll find something interesting there. Come on then. Okay, so when Cricket Live has finished, then of course the live match takes over, and this is a massive logistical challenge for us here at Star to bring all of the languages and all of the commentary and all of the different pictures to everyone at home. Now this is done in these rooms here, and we have a number of different ones of them. So we're going to have a look at Hindi first. Let's see what goes on in here. So we have to be rather quiet in here because it's a working area at the moment, so I'm going to be whispering a little bit, but we'll just try and tell you what goes on in here. Now behind me you can see lots and lots of different TV screens. These are all the pictures coming in from the venue today, which is at Southampton. So the way coverage is done is that at the ground there are loads of different cameras and they do a cut on site of the match coverage. But because we do our own special tailored feeds here at Star for languages such as Hindi, where we are at the moment, then we can customise that to our own audience. And this is done by the guys down at the front. So what you can see on all of these screens here is the different sources that are available to the director, Mahesh, who I'll introduce you to in a moment. So Mahesh is watching all of these screens and seeing what will be most relevant to the commentary we're doing at the moment and to our viewers. He's only got 2 eyes, but he's still got to watch all of this to make sure that we do the most comprehensive coverage possible. And Mahesh has got 10 cameras that he can work with, in addition to the cut that the world are giving to him. So if we go and listen to a bit of what Mahesh is doing, you might get an idea. So come on.
Ashish, give me a shot of... Hold on. It's given out. And Dhoni, shot of Dhoni. Stay with it. Keep going. Some by 9 coming to you. And go break now, takes. Thanks. Clear.
So what we just saw was a great example of how the Hindi feed for Star is customised from what the rest of the world is doing. Obviously, it's very, very important for us to see MS Dhoni walking out to the middle. So what Mahesh did there was change and customise the feed that we're getting and delay the commercial break so that the Indian audience could see MS Dhoni coming out into the middle. In addition to all the pictures that are available, of course we do our own Hindi graphics, we do our own Hindi Hawkeyes, so we customise the feed in that way as well. So that was the Hindi production control room. Let's go and see what the English teams are up to and see how that differs from what the Hindi guys are doing. So we're in the English production control room now, and the first thing you'll notice is it's much quieter than the Hindi one. And the reason for that is because Hindi customise their commentary and their pictures for the Indian market. But of course we're already provided with an English commentary feed, and that comes from the venue. Having said that, we don't just do one service, we do plenty of different services. And one of those different services is a customised English feed. So let's go and find out what they're doing. As you can see, we've got a similar setup to what we saw in Hindi. So we've got Anil Kumble, we've got Irfan Pathan, and we've got Scott Starris, and you can see them on the screen there. So we've got one English commentary feed from the ground and one English commentary feed that's done from the dugout, which again is differentiating the different service for the different kind of audience that we want to cater for. One of the most important things about television production is communication, not just communication between us and the viewers at home, but communication between ourselves. Now, you'll see at the front there a series of buttons, and the producer here, Gary, at the moment, talking to a number of people. That could be other members of the production team, but most importantly, talking to his presenters and commentators. What you won't realise is that when Mayanti and Irfan and Anil Kumble and these guys are talking to you at home, they're constantly being talked to in their ear by producers like Gary and directors and everyone else to tell them what's going on, because they need to know what's coming next so they know what to say. This takes a lot of concentration on their part to actually think about what they've got to do next and say those things, what they're doing, but also listening to instructions in their ear. Of course, there is masses of technology and masses of equipment here and masses of manpower as well. And that means, let's face it, nobody has a perfect day. Sometimes things can go wrong. The skill of the producers and the directors and all the other crew here is how to deal with those things when they do happen. They have to think quickly, they have to react, but they also have to make it smooth for the viewers at home, and they do that in a variety of ways. They can tell the anchors what's been going on, and they can tell the viewers. They can cover the mistake with other shots. But the thing is to be thinking quickly all the time about what can happen. And the thing that happens in this World Cup, or has happened so far, is the dreaded rain. And that has been the biggest problem for us so far. These studios have to be constantly on standby for when the rain comes down. They can go to the studio, fill in by talking, chatting about the game, showing features. But unfortunately, if it's a really long rain delay, then we have to take longer action. We'll show old highlights, we'll show old programs, something to entertain the viewers while they're waiting for the rain to clear.